Books on the Brain.
Welcome back to Books on the Brain, a podcast of books and nonsense. I'm Deirdre,
I'm Danielle.
and we are back with another episode.
Okay, let's just jump right the frick into this. We're professionals in many different aspects of our life. We are now also therapists. Therapists? I don't know. What is this? I guess hotline recommendation people are not therapists.
No, just advice, people.
Just, you don't have to be qualified. Think
I mean,
like, think like, think Carrie Bradshaw in Sex and the City.
yeah,
That's what we are.
voice columnists.
Okay, okay. Yeah, sure, sure, sure.
You know what
Basic.
I'm trying to
Oh,
say.
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Basically, we put out a graphic asking our lovely, lovely listeners to submit to us different scenarios, out of pocket only, and cuckoo cuckoo ones, um, for us to give book recommendations for. So we got some really funny ones. Because you guys are very funny. You are
Mhm.
very funny. And so Deirdre and I took some time this morning to very thoughtfully make book recommendations that are both genuine but also a little trolling,
Little silly
you know,
goofy.
which feels like our MO.
Hmm.
So we will kind of just jump into that, and hopefully you get some fun book recs out of it. Format was help blank. I need a book rec. Which I'm gonna try to read all of them in that format, and if I don't, sue me. Help! My cat is stuck in a tree and I need something to read while the firefighters get her out. I need a book rec.
Thinking this one through, there were a couple different avenues we were going to go down. We were thinking, do we go cat stuck in a tree
Yes.
books? Do we go service worker romance, firefighter
Community helper.
romance?
Yes.
Do we go get this person out of reality?
First book rec, obviously. The first thing that comes to mind when you think of cat stuck in a tree is Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert.
Yes, of
Friend
course.
of the pod, friend of our hearts. Um, Very famously, like in what the maybe the second or third chapter, first chapter maybe even.
It's
Um,
early.
it's early in the book. Chloe, the main character, finds her cat up in a tree, and is trying to climb it. Trying to climb the tree to get the cat down, and then she meets the male love interest. And um, if your cat is stuck in the tree, you're traumatized, you're nervous, you're scared, you're looking for the last thing you're looking for is the love of your life. But then he stumbles upon you. It's perfect.
The second recommendation is actually a book that I have not read, but I've read enough by this author that I feel pretty confident to recommend this book. It is
Love.
called Double Breasted by Evie Mitchell, and it is a sapphic firefighter romance about
Love.
a chicken farmer and a firefighter.
And what else could you want?
What else could you want? It's
What
part of
else?
the Capricorn Cove series. And
Okay.
I will be hopping right on this because I feel like I haven't read some of Evie's books in a minute. So
Yeah, I feel like I haven't heard you talk about Evie in a hot sec.
hot sec. So
Hot girl summer.
this worked out and became a recommendation for me too.
Last book rec is an Elsie Silver book. This is Wild Card. It's from the Rose Hill series. It's basically about this man named Sebastian Bash. I don't know. I don't know how you say the BAS. Bash.
It has to be Bash.
That's Bass. Bass, like Chuck
Chuck
Bass.
Bass.
No, dear God. Um, but it's about Bash. He is a wildfire firefighter pilot who, um, during the summer, very famously in Canada, we have a lot of forest fires. Um, just because that's where we're at. And he meets Gwen, who's the female main character, at an airport during Christmas time, and they have this like magical one night together where they like fall in love in the airport. And then Uh, she shows up she shows up to meet her boyfriend's family after they've had this meet cute, and then she starts dating somebody. And then she meets her boyfriend's family, and he is the father. Um, he's the father, and it is drum drum. He's like biological father, but not who raised the son. Like, so I don't know if that's where you draw the line, that's where you draw the line. Ooh.
Ooh. For
Anyway,
anybody that's not watching the video, Danielle just showed us some character art.
yeah, they're in the water because water fights fire. In
Thank
case
you.
you didn't know.
Thank you, Danielle.
Next up,
Help! I just woke up in Japan with a suitcase of money and a train ticket departing in 10 minutes.
I need a
A
book
book
rack.
rack.
Yes.
If you say to me, I just woke up somewhere
Yeah.
with a suitcase of money and a train ticket, I'm automatically thinking amnesia, spy.
I love you so much. I just love you so much.
That's what I'm thinking.
I love.
There's no other option. There's no like I just got an inheritance and
Yep.
or
Yep.
this would have been a crazy way to go with it. Still amnesia, but right
Okay.
before the amnesia, you inherited a ton of money
Okay, sure,
and
sure.
you booked a trip to Japan, but
Okay, yeah.
and then decided to put all the money you were going to bring on this trip to Japan because there's things
We
going
don't
on
believe
in
in
your life
banks.
and we don't believe in
Yeah.
banks and you're just going to Asia to like blow all your money. So you get on a plane, but then
Yeah.
something happens to you because somebody's after you for this inheritance.
Yeah, what book is that, Deirdre?
Maybe I should write it. Did I just write a
You might have. Nobody steal that.
book?
Nobody steal that one. That's so funny. Um,
I'd read it.
yeah, I feel like I just did. It was a very good synopsis. For my recommendation is Anxious People by Frederick Bachman, which is a bank robbery gone wrong. So there's money involved. I also feel like there's something about like I'm waking up in Japan. I'm gonna be on a train for a little bit. There's something about like a Frederick Bachman book, which is nice to read in one sitting, which I feel
Mm,
like
hmm.
would fit well with you having a whole bunch of money. And you know, if you probably would feel anxious if you're around a suitcase of money.
And
So,
you've got to be on a train in 10 minutes? Why? Where are you going?
where are you going? Away from a bank robbery? Maybe.
Maybe. Then we've got another recommendation that I have yet to read, but is sitting on my shelf, and that is Spy Family, the manga, which I believe is two spies that end up creating this like family dynamic for their cover. And it is a long manga series, so I feel like it could be a lot of fun and a little escapey from your terror of amnesia.
And mangas are so fun because you're just like so
Yeah,
fun.
exactly. And
So
then the last recommendation is It Had to Be You by Eliza Jane Brazier. This is two operatives who are given each other as their marks. They don't know that though. They meet
mm-hmm,
on a train.
mm-hmm,
They have some fun on the train.
mm-hmm.
And then the truth is revealed and they go chasing each other across Europe. Uh, so
It's
I
giving
hope
Mr.
that.
and Mrs. Smith
Yes, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but Mr. and Mrs. Smith are not married and have limited resources.
love. And they're on a
Well,
train.
actually, that's not true. There is quite a lot of resources in this book, but certainly not as much as Mr. and Mrs. Smith have.
Yeah, those people are their house is loaded with things.
Yes. Yes, it
Dear
is.
Lord. Help! A skunk just sprayed me and I need something to read while I soak in tomato juice. I
I need a
need a
book
book
rack.
rack. Nice, nice, nice. Good, good, good. So this one we kind of took a couple different ways.
Hmm.
We gave you kind of like a charcuterie
Yes.
of options.
Yes.
Um, I'll let you talk about the first one because I haven't read it.
Sure. So the first one, you said bathing in tomato juice or soaking in tomato juice. And I automatically thought, what is tomato juice adjacent? The blood of your enemies. So what book starts with our heroine bathing in the blood of her enemies? Blood Crown by Elizabeth Brown. Now, some of you are going to have been following me for a very long time, and you may remember me talking about this book, and you're going to go, Deirdre, isn't that an erotica? And I'm going to say, yes. It is a fantasy erotica about a succubus who ends up with a harem of other mythical beings. There's a vampire, there's an angel, and her crown is under attack, and it's big political intrigue, but also a lot of sex. It's a lot, and it is like the end of the erotica spectrum in terms of taboo. So there is quite a lot in there that is not going to be for everybody, but it does start with her in a bath of blood.
So reader, be aware.
Reader be
Check
aware.
your check your warnings. Okay. The next one is a book that actually I have not read, which I realized I had not read because I pulled out the receipt that I had put in when I bought the book and then literally never opened the book. Um, Funny Story by Emily Henry. So we were thinking an Emily Henry book, because it's like you want something that like mind off, I sit, I soak, I want to be away from the stinky, stinky smell. Um, and as far as I'm aware, this book is about a woman who she's in a relationship and she realizes that her fiance is seeing somebody else. And so she moves to this small town and she is a children's librarian and she becomes roommates to her ex-fiance's lover's ex-fiance. And they were roommates.
And they were roommates.
I feel like an Emily Henry book is like perfect for I need to I want to still be in the world, but I just need a break from my world, you know?
Also, like, I want enough of an escape
Yeah.
where I can, like, my brain is still functioning,
Yes.
but I'm reading well.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, that's that. And then the last one we recommended.
Before the Coffee Gets Cold, Tales from the
Yes.
Cafe. I feel like, so this is by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. I think the theme of this episode is Deirdre is recommending a bunch of books that she thinks will fit these prompts, but she actually hasn't read.
And you know what? That's also maybe could be said about me as well.
Um, I feel like these specifically Kawaguchi's translation books, people always talk about as like giving you these like existential moments of reflection.
Yeah.
And I feel like this takes place in a cafe and you can travel through time, but you have to be back in the present before the coffee gets cold. So I feel like kind of fitting, like skunk, tomato, timing, like you've got to come back
Coffee.
by the time the scent is off of you. I don't know. I'm just
Yeah.
spitballing here. So this is my last recommendation for you and
Amazing.
myself, apparently.
Yeah, this is also for us to go back and be like, in a month when we're like, I don't have nothing to read. We can be like,
What am I gonna
actually,
read? You actually have a
uh,
lot,
you actually have a
lot to
lot
read.
to read. You stinky, you stinky, stinky.
Okay,
Okay,
up
go ahead.
next. Help! I just had to fire someone for stabbing another employee's tires. I need a
Need a book
book
rack.
rack. We really struggled with which way to go.
Yes, because we were like, okay, rage. But then it was like we read the prompt and we were thinking, okay, specifically from the person's POV of who had to
Fire somebody.
exactly what do they need in this moment?
Right. And so my first thought was, well, what is a book that isn't only going to be a book? It's like there's an activity tied to it, maybe, because you need a little something on the side.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I'm recommending Wishbone Kitchen's cookbook, Wishbone Kitchen Cookbook by Meredith, who is Wishbone Kitchen on TikTok. It is a beautiful cookbook with beautiful recipes, and I feel like the art of finding a recipe, going to the grocery store, getting all your ingredients, and then coming back and making a meal for yourself or making a meal for yourself and somebody else may help get your mind off your crazy work experience.
And at least you'll have nice dinner. If you're
At,
like,
at
I had
least
a
you'll
hard
have
day.
nice dinner.
Yeah, I
And I
had.
don't know, sometimes my favorite activity is when my roommate and I are home and we do dinner together and we just get to like sit and gossip in the kitchen while we're making dinner. And then we get to continue gossiping while we eat dinner and have wine. So,
Love,
I feel like a little book and activity recommendation is what I'm giving.
love. Um, I took this a little bit more literally, I think. And recommending a book that, say it with me, I haven't read. This is called Group: How One Therapist and Circle of Strangers Saved My Life. It's a memoir by a lady named Christy Tate. Um, it's a Reese's book club pick, so I think it's pretty good. Um, but it's about this woman basically who she starts seeing this therapist who recommends to her to start coming to his group therapy sessions and just talks about how this like group of people and this therapist changed her life. So I feel like this person maybe needs to go talk to some people because that's how I would feel if I had to go through something like that. Um,
Yeah. And then we also wanted to give a little like escape, something a little fantasy, something a little different. But
yes.
rather than going for like big sweeping fantasy, we've decided to go for cozy graphic novel and are recommending The Tea Dragon Society by Chloe
Yes.
O'Neill, which is a delightful book about this breed of dragon
Yes.
and all of the like ceremony around them. And it is just so delightful. It's a little series, and I'm actually definitely in the need for a reread of it because it is so gorge.
Amazing. It is. It is gorge. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And it's like, again, it's the perfect little read. You're like, I just need a little, I'm going to go pack up my picnic basket. I'm going to go sit under a tree somewhere. And I'm going to read this little book.
Exactly.
Uh, kind of love. Help. My boyfriend doesn't wipe his ass and give me something to read while I contemplate breaking up with him. I
I need
need a book
a
read.
break.
Literally. Okay. We went with like the men, the men, the men, the men that we love.
The men.
The men that like, like the Old Spice commercial was like, and look at your man, and look back at me, and look at me. Is very like that guy.
We want to remind you that though they be fictional, they are probably better than your boyfriend.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
So my first recommendation for you is actually a series. Um, because while there is one book in particular in the series that I want to recommend, because this is coming from a prompt and I don't know your reading taste, I don't know if
Yes.
you could hop on board with the book I would recommend up front. You might need the ease in
Mm.
from the series. So
Mhm.
it is the Wallflower series by Lisa Kleypas. It is a historical, and it follows a group of four women. Two of them are sisters, and they are on the marriage mart. They become friends in the first book, and it follows each of them on their different romantic adventures. Specifically, I would recommend Devil in Winter,
Yes.
because he is really the culmination of Touch Her and I Will Kill You.
Love.
And he's a little mean. Um, and I love him. So that is my recommendation. I feel like a historical never fails to make me go, wow, I wish men.
Yeah, men used to do things.
Men used to fight duels
Yeah,
for a lady's honor.
men used to wear heels. Get on with it. Come on.
Come
Um,
on.
okay, this next one is a U Rec
Oh,
2. I
you're
don't know
right.
this one.
My next recommendation, I wanted to go a little bit fantasy, and my pick is My Lady Jane. Because what do you mean this man turns into a horse
Yep.
and is able to do way more than your boyfriend who can't wipe his ass?
You know how hard it would be to wipe your butt as a horse? Thank you. I'll be here all week. Thank you. Thank you. Stupid. And you could watch the series too, right?
Hmm.
Read the book, watch the series.
Read the book, watch the series.
Um, and then be mad because it get
It's
canceled.
canceled. I can't talk about
And then get
it.
mad and then use that anger to finally break up with him.
Exactly.
You can do it, girl. Okay.
Can do it.
Um, I have a little like 11 o'clock number switch because I originally had a different Ali Hazelwood book recommendation, but I think I've settled on
Mm.
a different book because it's one that I don't talk about as much on the podcast, but I love.
Okay.
It's Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. It's her YA.
I knew you were
Um,
going to say that.
really?
Hmm.
Um, I love this romance. It's giving Queen's Gambit, but it's giving Queen's Gambit in the way that it's way less about the chess, which is great. Uh,
It's
it's
way
still
less
about
about the chess.
which was my biggest complaint about Queen's Gambit. I was like,
Too much
less
chess.
chess, more
More
talking
kissing.
eyes, literally. Um, that's so stupid. I can't believe it. Um, but it's about Mallory, who is the female main character, and she's like this chess prodigy who no longer plays the sport. She has some trauma with it, and then she plays a game against Nolan, who is like grandmaster, like really, really like chess prodigy guy, and she beats him, and then he's like, I have to find her. So it's giving like Swan Princess but chess, which is kind of fun, and it's light on the love because it's YA.
Hmm.
Um, but it's a really fun little it's a fun little romp. It's enemies to lovers. Um, I really like it. I just there's something about him where like he they do something that they're both passionate about and they're both really good at, and he's not intimidated and turned off by the fact that she wiped the floor with his butt. And that's like a turn on for him. For me, hot.
Right.
Hot when men aren't intimidated by you.
Right.
Hot.
Hot when men wipe their own ass.
And how hard would it be?
And how hard would it be?
How hard could it be? Really?
So,
Okay.
dump him. The last one for today is a little wild and wacky. Help! I just portaled into a fantasy world and have no clue how to survive. I need a book rack.
Yeah, that was our best one. Okay, this one we had a lot of fun with because like you could truly take this a couple ways. You could be like,
Yes.
okay, here's like Lord of the Rings, where like this is like this is an instruction manual of or like here's like even like sort of Kaigen or something where it's like this is how you could actually exist in a fantasy world.
Right.
We chose not to do that.
No.
We said, what's the most important thing that you're gonna do in this fantasy world?
Get your back blown out.
So that was crazy. We're really out of pocket today.
No, it's the heat. I swear to God, you can see me getting redder and redder this whole episode, and I think it's all going to my brain.
Hey, that's okay. It is okay. So we chose um romance smutty books where the female main character is I don't know, sucked into. That's not right. She's brought into this different world and she has to acclimatize and figure out how to get what she needs.
Exactly. Exactly. So up first, I got abducted by aliens and now I'm trapped in a rom-com by Kimberly Lemming. This is very fun, very out of pocket, and I feel like is a good, okay, here's like a lot of things I wouldn't do, but also like maybe if I want to obtain two lovers in an alternate realm, this is what I have to do.
And who's to say?
And who's to say?
The second one is Friend of the Pod. Wink, wink. Um, this is Saving Verico by Victoria Avline, which is part of the Clickanian series,
Yeah.
which again, it's like if you've not read the Clickanian series, uh, where have
What
you
are you
been? We talk
doing?
about it constantly. We literally talk about it.
All the
You
time.
like the next book came out. Um, we're obsessed. So Saving Verico is the book where she escapes into the wild.
Yes, yes. It's the third book in the series.
Yes.
There's a facility that is holding humans that have been abducted is freed by
Mhm.
some of the aliens and some other humans, but two of the women decide I'm not going with them. I don't trust them. I think I can survive out in the wild better. One of them actually can. One of them actually can't. So you're gonna get a little survival guidance in the
Yes.
wilderness from this book. But again, might just be a lesson in how to get your back blown out.
And who's to say?
And it's just
Who's to say? But that's like that forced proximity of like we have to
right.
survive together. I feel like if you like wanted to jump into the series somewhere and didn't really care about like the world at all and just wanted
Yeah,
a fun story, it would be a
that's a good
fun
one.
one to jump into.
I agree.
Um, okay, and then the last one is truly a relic of the internet. Ice Planet Barbarians by Ruby Dixon. I feel like we can't talk about without talking about Mother, without talking
Yeah.
about where we all came from. Ice Planet Barbarians is a book where women get abducted from Earth and they end up on this planet with these blue men who've got tails and other things, and horns and other things. And by the things I mean dual appendages. Um, and it is it's because you're just like, okay,
Why
how do
not?
you survive? And you're like, you figure out that for some reason, for some reason, your genetic makeup is compatible with these aliens' genetic makeup, and you're mates to them, and it makes sense because it is, and
It is.
that's my one of my favorite things about like alien romance or like like supernatural where it's just like yeah, these species who have never had contact with each other, they are mates, and
They
that
are
is
mates.
beautiful. And I said, be who you are, love. Um, but I just find barbarians if you're looking for it truly goes on for forever. And there's all these spin-offs now. It's fun. If you haven't read it, I
And
just give it a shot.
and I think if you're stuck in a fantasy world, you do need a series that's gonna be a long one.
And like they travel a lot of ground. They're like, we're in the cold, then we're in the warm. Then we're in the cave, and then we're in
I
the
think
this.
I think there's a Christmas one.
There is a Christmas one, and there's like it truly it's like it's a whole world. And it like
Hmm.
if you were like, okay, how do I live in this? There's a book for it, I'm sure.
There's a book
I'm
for
sure
it.
there's a book for it. You're welcome. Hotline closed.
Call
Uh
call next time.
yeah, call again. Ding.
Ding.
I love getting to recommend books
That I've never read.
that I've never read. I love being like, and then I saw somebody on the internet say this about this book.
I have this book sitting on my shelf. This is the premise. Kind of sounds like it'll work.
Yeah, literally. Uh-oh. Let us know if you read any of these books because of the episode. Let us know what you think about them.
Yeah.
Let us know if you have a suitcase of money and you're going to Japan, or if your cat is stuck in a tree and we'll send somebody out.
Yep. We will personally send
Immediately.
somebody out.
Yeah, you have to either be in New York or you have to be in Calgary.
Those are the only two places.
Those are the only two places. What the freak are you reading right now, brother?
Okay, so if you didn't know, June is audiobook month.
Whoa.
Whoa, so I'm reading a lot of audiobooks.
Amazing.
And I just finished one this morning before we started recording,
Yes.
and it is kicking off another year of my spy romance mood.
Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah.
And it is also in one of my favorite fantasy series, Saint of Steel by T. Kingfisher,
Ooh.
and that is Paladin's Faith. It's the
Ooh.
latest release in the series. I believe it came out in 2024. So in this book, we have Marguerite. She is a spy.
Okay.
We meet her in book one, and she comes to this temple for assistance because she needs some bodyguards because she needs to go to court,
Okay.
and she needs to shake up a plot that is going to destroy the economy of the world.
Okay, girl, get a hobby.
So, in the world of Saint of Steel, just to give you like a little fantasy explainer, there
Yeah.
are people that are called artificers, and they can create objects that do things.
Okay.
So, what has happened is there is an artificer who learned how to make a machine that can make salt. And salt is a hot commodity in this world. So, if one person takes this machine and
Mm-hmm.
has total control over salt distribution, then it will quite literally destroy the economy of the
Dang.
world. So
Okay.
they don't want that to happen. They want there to be more equal opportunity for salt. So
That's what I've been saying for years.
exactly. Also, because it is a fantasy world, like everything's a little bit more heightened. So it's not just that like they might steal this machine, like this person's life is in danger.
Sure, 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 sure.
So
Yes.
she has to infiltrate court. She has to figure out who is against her. Is anybody potentially working with her? So she needs some bodyguards. And so she takes two paladins with her. One of them is Stephen, and one of them is Ren. Ren is a lady.
Yeah.
And so Ren is able to take on the identity of a lady at court, where because Marguerite is known as at court, she is a merchant. And Stephen is her direct bodyguard. And we get a little bit of the court politics. We get, you know, women who are put into circumstances where they have to like come to terms with their identity and how
Mm-hmm.
they are perceived by people. Like Ren has a really hard time after living so much of her life as a warrior, becoming a lady. And
Yes.
but like a lot of in a lot of circumstances, she's like freaking out about what she's wearing and how she's being perceived. And Stephen leans over to her and makes her laugh, and Marguerite's like, what did you tell her?" And he's like, "Well, I told her she could kill everybody in this room." And
Okay.
she's like, "You know what? Yeah, I can. I am a bad bitch." Like, and
Yes.
it's so delightful. And then of course, because it is the Saint of Steel series, which is a romantasy series, and I do hesitate to call it that, but the driving factor in all of these books is the romance. So I do
Yeah.
feel a little bit confident saying that. Stephen and Marguerite do slowly, slowly, slowly start to fall in love. There's demons, there's trekking through mountains, there are holes that have teeth in the ground. Uh,
Gross.
and it is everything that I love about D. Kingfisher's writing. It's a little wacky, it's a little weird. There's so much banter. There are characters that just like whisk you away into their
Mhm.
hearts, and I love it. And this book really at the end sort of like blows open what this series has the potential for, because we've kind of been plotting along. The first two books kind of have similar um what's the word? Conflicts, like
Sure.
politically. Third book gets us really knowing a little bit more about the fantasy aspects of the world, but keeps us more in the realm of book two and one and two.
Okay.
Book three, we really start to see more of the world, and then at the end, she kind of like drops a little bomb for the readers. And so I'm really, really excited. I really hope the series does continue,
Yeah.
because I'm really excited to see where she goes with it.
Amazing. Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I have to read a T.K. Fisher. Like you talk about this
So
author so much.
everybody needs to read T. Kingfisher. And I mean, I love the Clockwork Boys world. Like
Yeah.
Clockwork Boys 1 and 2, Sword Heart, we're getting Dagger Bound in
Yeah.
August, which I'm very excited for. And then the Saint of Steel series. Like those are my favorites, but she has so much backlist. There is horror, there is like more cozy adjacent fantasy. There really is like something for every type of like horror fantasy reader in her canon. Um, that I'm like, you will find similar to V.E. Schwab, there is a book that T. Kingfisher has written for everybody.
Love. Love, love, love. Um, I am currently reading two romance books. Um, one I'm one is a return. Well, actually, they're both return to series. They're both one's a spin-off series. One is the third book in a series.
Okay.
Um, the first one is Game On by Navessa Allen, which we've
Right.
talked about. We talked about Caught Up and Lights Out, which are the first two, which are like brain turn off, I have fun, tee hee hee books. This centers around um a tattoo artist and then the roommate the roommate from the first book. Uh he's like the business school guy who is running an illegal like gambling ring.
Sure.
Um, obviously. And it's an enemies to lovers, but in preparation for this episode, I was like, "Oh, I should probably know a little bit more about this book because I'm truly like less than 20 pages into it.
Right.
Um, not well received.
Mm.
People are not loving this book. So I'm gonna try because yeah, brain off, I read. So I'll try to get through it, but it seems like a lot of people did not love this one. So um apparently they're like very, very mean to each other, which, hey,
Mhm.
teach their own. The other book that I started was part of the Windy City spin-off, the Windy City
Oh,
series,
yeah.
the Lisa, what's her name? Lisa Tomford. So I've read a lot of her books, but I have not read this one. And this one I feel like is people's most loved out of her series. And I was like, I don't know why I haven't read this one. It's a baseball romance, where Reese is the granddaughter of the old owner of this baseball team,
Hmm.
and she kind of inherits it, and it's her starting her job of being the owner of the team, and then uh Emmett, who is like an all-star player turned coach, who's been the coach for forever of this team, and it's his year where he's up for review if they're going to continue his contract or not, and basically they have to like work together to make the team work, but it's like an age gap romance. Um, Age Gap Romance, and it's a couple other. It's we were just talking about, but it was so funny. I started reading it because we were talking about last like other sports romance that we think
Yes.
could work. Um, and the baseball one is fun because it's a basketball series, I think is the one that I had read from her.
Mm.
It's a basketball, or at least one of the characters plays basketball. Maybe
Okay.
each book they're playing a different sport. It all blurs.
Yeah.
It all blurs. Um, but what I love about, because I recently read another, um, it was a hockey, I think it was a Stephanie Archer. I think it was her newest book. But it was a hockey romance, but it was woman inherits team. She becomes the owner, and then she and the head coach start to fall in love. And I
Hmm.
really liked it. There was something fun about having like the behind the scenes aspect of the team and like seeing them like we're trading this character, whatever. So I'm excited to jump back into it, but with baseball, woo. Um, and Lisa Tom Ford, like, it's so funny. That was like, uh, I love one of my favorite things about contemporary romance books is there will always be content warnings.
Yeah.
Um, and because this is a Kindle Unlimited book, I was like, amazing. So I tabbed through to the author's website and it was like, scroll down, you find the content warnings. And it's like explicit sexual content. And that was the only content warning. And I was like, oh, to be young again. Oh, to be young, where you read a romance where the only content warning is that the
There's
boy.
explicit sexual content.
And I said, I love that. I'm like, what a fun little break for me. Reading the crazy stuff that I read. Um, but yeah, I'm trying to jump into my romance girl summer. I'm trying to figure out figure out what I want to be reading on vacation. So I'm trying to like see what
Yeah.
I'm reading lots of different things to be like, hey, am I in a dark mood? Am I in like a beach ready mood? What's the vibe?
Yep.
But that's it. That's me. A good book and then a book that probably I'm not gonna finish.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, we have too many books to read to finish reading.
Clearly, based on this episode. Thank you so much for listening. Please head on over to our latest Instagram post and you should leave us the telephone
Yeah,
emoji.
I think so.
Uh,
Yeah,
and let us know if we should do this again. Do you want us to give you more of a prompt? And we'll get some more book recommendations out to you guys. We're open. We love opening our hotline.
we
I feel
do.
like we've done a couple of episodes over the years, and I feel like the ones where we get to do a little something with the listeners is always enjoyable.
Yeah.
Please make sure you are following us on Instagram at Books on the Brain Pod. You could also go ahead and follow Danielle and I on our own personal platforms. I'm at Deirdre's Digital Diary on Instagram and TikTok, Deirdre Rose Morgan on YouTube, and Enchanted Echoes on Bindery.
I'm at DJ Books on TikTok, Instagram, and on the Reds.
Our episodes come out every Wednesday. Please make sure you rate, review, and subscribe, and we will chat to you in the next one. Bye!